I've never seen anything like it in my life. You know, you go through different training scenarios in the military, but you're using medical dummies, and when you're in a real life situation, it's a completely different ballgame. At Home Revisions, we rehab historic properties in the Midwest. I have a beautiful wife and a beautiful daughter. I've been in the National Guard for 12 years, so my whole adult life. This is Spruce It Up. So we actually ended up moving Jennifer's corbel down here to the front porch. The reason why we did that is because I'm good until I'm not. And I didn't account for all of the trim work and dental molding up top. By the time we had it all trimmed off and everything, it covered her whole signature. What better place to put it than right here in bird's eye view that everybody's gonna see. We've had all the trades inside. The last time we were in here, it was just framed out. Well, we've got it all drywalled now, and to be honest with you, the last time we were filming was like a week or so ago. So to give you an idea of how fastly we're trying to keep things moving here and how intentional we're being in the process.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to look like a house. All the drywall's on, it's mud taped, we're not texturing yet. We're waiting on temporary heat to come into the home so that we can help. You can see the dark spots in the mud. It's because it is cooler in the house, so it's having a hard time cure properly with the ambient temperatures. So we do have latchums coming this afternoon. They're gonna install some temporary heat in the house for us on each level. The good thing about the house is that we did spray foam the entire structure, so once we do get up to temp, it's going to hold real well. The big challenge with us is we've had everybody here at the same time. So we've had electricians working alongside of plumbers who are working alongside the HVAC guys, who are also working alongside our painters outside, and then all of our trim carpenters at Home Revisions that was working on all of the exterior facades. It's been really cool because you see a brotherhood amongst different companies. You know, it's not entity versus entity versus entity versus entity. It's, hey, we're all one team. So you saw on our first episode that we went to New York and got Jennifer's piano. And this is where she'll be able to enjoy her grandma's baby grand piano. This room here is going to be her kitchen. This is actually we're getting into the original structure. And so with maintaining the original footprint as much as we can, this was the parameters that we were left with. So we put this big opening in to really kind of open the rooms up, still give them a division so they have their own identity, but make it feel much more open concept. We'll have cabinets, stove, fridge. The sink is going to be here. We're going to do a farm sink with a dishwasher to the right. Big, beautiful uppers that'll go all the way up to the ceiling with custom crown. We're going to have a 6-foot island, so the island will probably start right about where I'm standing, and it's going to end right before this doorway. Again, we're not trying to make the rooms seem like they're one. We're trying to just give it a more open concept feel, but maintaining each individual identity of the room. Although she did have the addition on this side of the house, we did have to tear it off and build it new because it was falling apart. We didn't want it to look like an addition. We wanted it to be like a purposeful to the house, like it's meant to be there. All right, so what we're doing today is we're making our inside-outside corners. So this is going to be our inside corner block. So here's your corner of your wall. This block is going to set in the corner like so. Trim is going to be ran on this side and the same on that side. This is for Jennie B's house. You know, like I said, everything is custom, made in our wood shop. The inside and outside corner blocks are more of a decorative sprinkle. We did talk about taking the trim, back beveling and coping our trim out so that we can run it in like that, but just the fact that we're going above and beyond with this project and giving it more of a detailed pizzazz, you know, it's that much more sentimental to Jennie B, as well as it is historically correct. You'll see them a lot in Victorians, you'll see them a lot in craftsman style homes. Nate actually owns a craftsman style. He doesn't have all of the rosettes and plinth block. You got plinth blocks, right? No, you just have the craftsman style trim.
Yeah.
With the big headers on your doors. New construction homes, spec homes that are built, it's all 3.5 inch white MDF trim. It's going to be outdated if it's not already. Whereas trim like this, where it's just custom woodwork, it's custom crafted, it's very much timeless in my opinion. In 100 years, it'll be just as prominent as it is today. Nathan and I have created this little makeshift jig so that we can have a reference line and a guide as we push our corner blocks through the router here. I'm gonna line it up with my line, and then I'm gonna use a clamp system to get it clamped down and held in place. The difference between a good carpenter and a great carpenter is a great carpenter is gonna take what he has available to him or her and make it work. And that's what we've done here is we've just used random material throughout the wood shop here. You don't need everything to be Festool or DeWalt. It doesn't need to be name brand. You just need to have a quality product. I also have a jig set up on this side so that as I push the block through, I minimize any type of dipping or divots. This is our outside corner piece. So if this is the outside corner of our wall, then we'll come up and it'll meet like that. And then our trim will run in and it'll die into this end here. And then the same is true for the other side. So this is the finished product that we're going for our historical here. So what Nate and I did was we did a little bit of math and we've decided to cut this at a 45. We set our saw to 7/8, which dies us right in the center of the piece. Here's the material that we're left with once we've cut it. So we have a pretty even triangle there. You want to hit that. Keep in mind when you're using power tools, be aware of what you're doing. Your table saw in your wood shop is your most dangerous piece of equipment. So when you're doing higher skill level cuts, first of all, don't do anything that requires your performance to produce. And second of all, if you are going to make dangerous cuts, which anybody in the field can relate to, just make sure that you're situationally aware. You're aware of your hand placement. You're proactive about the saw and the system and everything that goes with that. So here's our semi-finished product. We've got to make 9 of these. We'll get them glued together, clamped, and then we'll take some sawdust here from our system and we'll do our best to make this cut as seamless as possible. Well, it was Monday morning actually. So Nate and I, we did our Monday morning meeting. It was just another day. You've got 2 choices in life. You can lay down and ball up and let life beat the out of you. Sorry. Or you can dig your heels in and take a stand and fight for what you want. If you get to a point in life where you've exceeded the status quo, you have a moral obligation to do what is necessary and reach back and help out other people. So we were invited to a waterproofing / ICF installation. Nate and I are going to be out today. We've got to go to Winterset. We got out there at about 9:30. All good. It was cold. 1 second Nate was fine, and the next he was on the ground. I ran over to him. He didn't have a pulse and he wasn't breathing. So we put him on his back and we started compressions. AJ was on the phone with 911 trying to get emergency services out there to respond to the incident. All I could think about was combat lifesaver courses when I was in the military. The only thing that I could think about from my classes was, you know you're doing it right if you're breaking ribs. So I was paying attention to his ribs breaking because that told me that he was getting as full of a pump as he could from a human compression. He was shocked once. In totality, I was performing CPR for about 10 minutes on Nathan. You know, he's just such a good person. And another thing, all I could think about was he has a 10-year-old daughter. I couldn't imagine a scenario where she never got the chance to say goodbye or see him. I was invited to the Capitol last week for the Condition of the Guard ceremony, and Nathan was actually invited to be with me. It was a very humbling experience. We attribute our success to the fact that we don't try and sell jobs, we create relationships. The church is still sitting the way we left it. We are waiting on windows still. Just want to take a moment to give a huge shout out to the church and all of the members because they have just been so phenomenal. You know, when Nate had his heart attack, the church reached out and Stephen told me, you know, if we have to be the last piece of your puzzle to make that fit, then we are okay with doing that. You know, it would be nice to have our church put back together, but we'll celebrate God anywhere. So the understanding from all of our clients that everybody stepped up and in my opinion overperformed their current role was just a huge telling sign to me as a business owner of the people that I have and the commitment that everybody has. I'm very happy and I'm very thankful and I'm very proud of everybody.
What's your favorite part of the house?
Definitely the flooring. I love working on the flooring. So first we did the upstairs, each room, then we started over here, especially the Harry Potter closet. That was my favorite.
What do you call it?
The Harry Potter closet. So I had to get on my hands and knees and get all the way down in
Holy cow.
It was quite fun.
You did the floor in here?
Yeah, I did the whole floor.
Is this your studio apartment?
Yep.
I love it. My kitchen cabinets have gone in this week and they're starting to trim around the doors and windows upstairs.
So the last time we were together, I walked you guys through the room here, how this area right here was gonna be for Jennie's piano. The room is big, it's beautiful, and it's crazy. That's been the motto lately, is we're making it big, beautiful, and crazy. We do have all of the cabinets installed for the kitchen, so now you guys can really visualize the layout for Jennie's kitchen here. She has her 6-foot island that we ended up bringing in a little bit to the informal dining room. We have our cabinets, we have our custom crown. Her fridge is gonna go here, her stove here, her vent here, dishwasher, farm sink. When we picked out the cabinets, Jennifer specifically requested Home Revisions blue. So for all of eternity, no matter what, until these cabinets are ripped out, Home Revisions will always be a piece of this. And I think that's really cool. These are Jennie's custom made French doors. She has a sister pair, or a book match pair, so one here, one there, they're both the same. They actually were too big when they came in, which was very inconvenient because we had everything ran for electrical and drywall and we had to reframe it all. When we talked to our suppliers, their kind of philosophy was, well, you got bigger doors for the price of a smaller one, so sorry about your luck. It was great. So we'll talk about the door. Once we expose the natural grain back to the elements and then resealed it with fresh paint, it really soaked everything up and it really soaked in that ambient temperature to where the door swelled so bad that it started to warp. We are getting an exact match door from Marvin again, except it's going to be brand new exterior grade. So it's going to be insulated, it's going to be heavy duty, it's not going to have those reactions to the elements like this one has. We used a combination of historical ingredients combined with modern technology to make everything exact. The aspect of human error doesn't exist on our corbels, on our dental molding, on our frost boards, on our window trims. It's perfect and seamless. It's big, beautiful, and crazy.
Being back at work, that's really kept my mind busy and not worrying about, my accident, what happened. Everybody's been really nice. I have to be careful. I can't lift up a lot of heavy stuff. Guys been helping me out, making sure I'm all right, get me some water, don't overwork yourself, don't be stressing out. I spent a lot of time at home in deep thought, so it's nice to be back to work. I'm blessed that he saved my life. I can't thank him enough. It was a very special bond between Nick and I, even before my heart attack, and even now is more. I guess I don't even know how to really put it in words, but he's gonna be my brother for life. I sometimes wonder in deep thought, like, what haven't I not done yet that, why am I still here? I ponder that question a lot. I don't know the answer to that yet. So it wasn't my time to go. It's my time to do something. I don't know what that something is yet.